Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chapter 22. Maitreya Uvacha Yevamavishkruta Shesha Gunakarmodayo Munim Savrida Ivatam Samrad Uparatamuvachaha. Sri Maitreya said, after describing the greatness of the emperor's manifold qualities and activities, the sage became silent, and the emperor, feeling modesty, addressed him as follows. Manuruvacha Brahmasrujat Swamukhato Yushmanatma Paripsaya Chandomayastapo Vidya Yoga Yuktana Lampatan. Manu replied, to expand himself in Vedic knowledge, Lord Brahma, the personified Veda, from his face created you, the Brahmanas, who are full of austerity, knowledge, and mystic power, and are averse to sense gratification. Tatrana srujachasyan Tatranayat sruchachasman Do sahasrat sahasrapat Hridayam tasya hi Brahma Kshatrasangam prachakshate. For the protection of the Brahmanas, the 1,000-legged Supreme Being created us, the Kshatriyas, from his 1,000 arms. Hence, the Brahmanas are said to be his heart and the Kshatriyas his arms. Ato hyanyonyamaatmanam brahmakshatram cha rakshataha rakshatismavyayo devaha sayah sadatmakaha. That is why the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas protect each other as well as themselves, and the Lord himself, who is both the cause and effect and is yet immutable, protects them from each other. Tava sandarshana deva chinna me sarva samshayaha yatsvayam bhagavan pritya dharmamaha rirakshishoho. Now I have resolved all my doubts simply by meeting you, for your lordship has very kindly and clearly explained the duty of a king who desires to protect his subjects. Drishtya me bhagavan drushto durdharsho yokrutatmanam dhishtya padarajasprishtam shirshna me bhavata shivam. It is my good fortune that I have been able to see you, for you cannot easily be seen by persons who have not subdued the mind or controlled the senses. I am all the more fortunate to have touched with my head and blessed dust of your feet. I am all the more fortunate to have touched with my hand the blessed dust of your feet. Drishtya tvayanushishtoham Krutaschanugraho mahan upavruttaih karnarandrair jushtadishtyoshatirgiraha. I have fortunately been instructed by you, and thus great favor has been bestowed upon me. I thank God that I have listened with open ears to your pure words. Sa bhavan duhitu sneha pariklishtatmano mama shrotumarhasi dhinasya shravitam krupaya mune. O sage, graciously be pleased to listen to the prayer of my humble self, for my mind is troubled by affection for my daughter. Priyavratottanapadoho swaseyam duhita mama anvichati patim yuktam vayashila gunadhibihi. My daughter is the sister of Priyavrata and Uttanapada. She is seeking a suitable husband in terms of age, character, and good qualities. Yada tu bhavata shila shrutarupa vayo gunan ashrunon naradadesha tvayasid kruta nishchaya. The moment she heard from the sage Narada of your noble character, learning, beautiful appearance, youth, and other virtues, she fixed her mind upon you. Tatpraticha dvijagre tatpraticha dvijagye mam shraddhayopahrutam maya sarvatmananurupam te gruhamechishu karmasu. Therefore, please accept her, O chief of the Brahmanas, for I offer her with faith, and she is in every respect fit to be your wife and take charge of your household duties. Udyatasya hi kamasya prativado na shashyate api nirmukta sangasya kamaraktasya kim punaha. To deny an offering that has come of itself is not commendable even for one absolutely free from all attachment, much less one addicted to sensual pleasure. Ya udyatamana dhritya keenashamabhiyachate shriyate tadhyashaspitam manaschavajnaya hataha. One who rejects an offering that comes of its own accord, but later begs a boon from a miser, thus loses his widespread reputation, and his pride is humbled by the neglectful behavior of others. Aham tva shrunavam vidvan vivahartam samudhyatam atastvamupakurvanaha prattam pratigruhana me. Swayambhuva Manu continued, O wise man, I heard that you were prepared to marry. Please accept her hand, which is being offered to you by me, since you have not taken a vow of perpetual celibacy. Rishiruvacha bhadamuddodhukamoham aprattachatavatmaja avayoranuruposa vadhyo vaivahiko vidhi. The great sage replied, Certainly I have a desire to marry, and your daughter has not yet married or given her word to anyone. Therefore, our marriage, according to the Vedic system, can take place. कामस्य भूया कामस्य भूयान्नरदेवते स्याः पुत्र्या समाम्नाय विधौ प्रतीतः क एव ते तनयां नाध्रियेत स्वयैव कान्त्या क्षिपतिमिव श्रियम्. Let your daughter's desire for marriage, which is recognized in the Vedic scriptures, be fulfilled. Who would not accept her hand? She is so beautiful that by her bodily lustre alone she excels the beauty of her ornaments. Yam harmya prushte kvanadangrishobham vikridatim kanduka vihvalakshim Vishwavasurnyapatatswadvimana dvilokya sammoha vimudachetah. I have heard that Vishwavasu, the great Gandharva, his mind stupefied with infatuation, fell from his airplane after seeing your daughter playing with a ball on the roof of the palace, for she was indeed beautiful, with her tinkling ankle bells and her eyes moving to and fro. Tam prartayantim lalana lalama masevita shri charanairadhrishtam vatsam manorucha padasvasaram ko nanumanyeta bhutobhiyatam. What wise men would not welcome her, the very ornament of womanhood, the beloved daughter of Swayambhuva Manu and sister of Uttanapada, those who have not worshipped the gracious feet of the goddess of luck, goddess of fortune, cannot even perceive her, yet she has come on her own accord to seek my hand. Ato bhajishye samayena sadvim yavat tejo bibhruyadatmano me ato dharman paramahams mukhyan shukla proktan bahumanye vihimstran. Therefore, I shall accept this chaste girl as my wife on the condition that after she bears semen from my body, I shall accept the life of devotional service accepted by the most perfect human beings. That process was described by Lord Vishnu. It is free from envy. Yato bhavad vishwamidam vichitram samsyasyate yatra cha vavatishthate prajapatinam patiresha mahyam param pramanam bhagavananantah. The highest authority for me is the unlimited Supreme Personality of Godhead, for whom this wonderful creation emanates, and in whom its sustenance and dissolution rest. He is the origin of all Prajapatis, the personalities meant to produce living entities in this world. Maitreya uvacha sa ugradhanvanniyadevavabhashe asicha tushnimaravindhanabham dhiyopagruhnan smitashobitena mukena cheto lulubhe Devahutyah. Sri Maitreya said, O great warrior Vidura, the sage Kardama said this much only and then became silent, thinking of his worshipable Lord Vishnu, who had a lotus on his navel. As he silently smiled, his face captured the mind of Devahuti, who began to meditate upon the great sage. सोऽनुज्ञात्वा व्यवसितं महिष्या दुहितुस्फुटं तस्मै गुणगणाढ्याय ददौ तुल्यां प्रहर्षितः. After having unmistakably known the decision of the queen as well as that of Devahuti, the emperor most gladly gave his daughter to the sage, whose host of virtues were equalled by hers. Shatarupa Maharagni Paribarhan Mahadhanan Dampatyoh Paryadat Pritya Bhushavasah Parichadan. Empress Satarupa lovingly gave most valuable presents suitable for the occasion, such as jewelry, clothes, and household articles in dowry to the bride and bridegroom. Prattam duhitaram samrat sadrushyaya gatavyathah upaguhya cha bahubhyam outkantyonmatitashayah. Thus, relieved of his responsibility by handing over his daughter to a suitable man, Swayambhuva Manu, his mind agitated by feelings of separation, embraced his affectionate daughter with both his arms. Ashaknuvamstadviraham munchan bashpakalam muhuhu asinjadambha vatseti netrodairduhita shikaha. The emperor was unable to bear the separation of his daughter. Therefore, tears poured from his eyes again and again, drenching his daughter's head as he cried, "My dear mother, my dear daughter." Amantriyatam munivaram anugnatas sahanugah prataste ratamaruhya samarya swapuram rupah ubayor rishikulyayaha saraswatyah surodhasoho ऋषीणामुपशान्तानां पश्यन्नाश्रमसम्पदः. After asking and obtaining the great sage's permission to leave, the monarch mounted his chariot with his wife and started for his capital, followed by his retinue. Along the way, he saw the prosperity of the tranquil seers, beautiful hermitages on both the charming banks of the Saraswati, the river so agreeable to saintly persons. Tamayantamabhipretya brahmavartat prajapatim gita samstutivaditraihi pratyudhiyuh praharshitaha. Overjoyed to know of his arrival, his subjects came forth from Brahmavarta to greet their returning lord with songs, prayers, and musical instruments. Barhishmati namapuri sarvasampat samanvita nyapatat yatra romani yajnasyangam vidhunvataha. Kushakashasta evasan shashwadharita varchasaha rushayo yaif parabhavya yajnajnanan yajnabhijire. The city of Barhishmati, rich in all kinds of wealth, was so called because Lord Vishnu's hair dropped there from his body when he manifested himself as Lord Boar, and he shook his body. As he shook his body, this very hair fell and turned into blades of evergreen kusa grass and kasa, another kind of grass used for mats, by means of which the sages worshipped Lord Vishnu after defeating the demons who had interfered with the performance of their sacrifices. Kushakashamayam barhir rastirya bhagavan manuhu Aya Ayajagnyapuru Ayajagnypurusham Labdhastanam Yato Bhuvam. Manu spread a seat of Kushas and Kashas and worshipped the Lord, the personality of Godhead, by whose grace he obtained the rule of terrestrial globe. Barhishmatim Nama Vibhuryam Yam nirvishya samavasat tasyam pravishto bhavanam tapatraya vinashanam. Having entered the city of Barhishmati, in which he had previously lived, Manu entered his palace, which was filled with an atmosphere that eradicated the three miseries of material existence. Sabharyah saprajah kaman bubujenya virodhatah sangiyamana satkirtihi sastribih suragayakaihi pratyushvanubhadena pratyushyeshvanu hruda shrunvan hareh kataha. Emperor Swayambhuva Manu enjoyed life with his wife and subjects and fulfilled his desires without being disturbed by unwanted principles contrary to the principles of religion. Celestial musicians and their wives sung in chorus about the pure reputation of the emperor, and early in the morning every day he used to listen to the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead with a loving heart. Nishnatam yogamayasu munim swayambhuvam manum yada भ्रंशयितुं भोगा nashekur bhagavat param. Thus Swayambhuva Manu was a saintly king. Although absorbed in material happiness, he was not dragged to the lowest grade of life, for he always enjoyed his material happiness in a Krishna conscious atmosphere. Ayatayamastasyasan yamaswantarayapanah shrunvato dhyayato vishnoho kurvato bhruvatah kataha. Consequently, although his duration of life gradually came to an end, his long life, consisting of a Manvantara's era, was not spent in vain, since he ever engaged in hearing, contemplating, writing down, and chanting the pastimes of the Lord. Sayevam swantaram ninye yuganameka saptatitam Vasudeva prasangena paribhutagatitrayaha. He passed his time, which lasted 71 cycles of 4 ages, 71 times 4,320,000 years, always thinking of Vasudeva and always engaged in matters regarding Vasudeva. Thus he transcended the 3 destinations. शरीरा मानसा दिव्या वैयासे ये च मानुषाः भौतिकाश्च कथं केशा भादन्ते हरिसंश्रयम्. Therefore, O Vidura, how can persons completely under the shelter of Lord Krishna in devotional service be put in miseries pertaining to the body, the mind, the nature, and other men and living creatures? Yah purushto munibhih praha dharman nanavidhan chrubhan ऋणां कर्णाश्रमाणां च sarvabhutahitas sada. In reply to questions asked by certain sages, he, Swayambhuva Manu, out of compassion for all living entities, taught the diverse sacred duties of men in general and the different varnas and ashramas. Etatta adirajasya manoscharitam varnitam varnaniyasya tadapatyodayam shrunu. I have spoken to you of the wonderful character of Swayambhuva Manu, the original king, whose reputation is worthy of description. Please hear as I speak the flourishing of his daughter Devahuti. Thus ends the chapter entitled The Marriage of Kardama Muni and Devahuti. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.